Spera, only Carlotta.
Your
You are
fame precedes you,
tired?
please.
Me too. And thank you for the presentation. I cut at the beginning, so I don't understand anything, but I felt some words.
Please take the step.
So, thank you. I have studied the ancient Greek, but it's not enough to speak to you today, so sorry for this. I try to speak simple English. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here because Athens for me is fantastic, always fantastic, and Greece as well. I go fast because we are tired, and I start from a human tale that is me. So I am a woman, as you see. This is Carlotta. This is Carlotta in my office with a light that I have designed with some Danese Insomari product. This is Ernesto. Ernesto is my husband, and 30 years ago I met Ernesto. And in the back you see a portrait designed by Michelangelo Pistoletto, that is a super great artist. And after 30 years, we are still there, reflecting in this past. This is our house. This is our family. We have a daughter, Carolina. Carolina, I am an architect. My mother is an architect. Carolina is in London, and she's studying architecture. This is totally crazy, but this is life. And Ernesto is an engineer. And this is me more than 10 years ago. Unfortunately, with my dogs, I save animals. I am animalist and vegetarian, very boring, but this is me. And I save animals, and this is me now with other animals saved, and always the same bed. And I save also animals like donkeys, no, it's true. And in our firm, oh, it's true. Pigs, donkeys, I think that is really important to respect and to give the example. So to our staff, both in my office, in the firm, in the factories and so on, we teach to respect every human and not human being, and nature as well. Always boring, but believe to me, a good example, maybe is boring, but is really important. Mainly now. So this donkey I saved from Sicily. And also in Greece I found some donkeys, but it was really difficult to move to Italy. No, but from Sicily was difficult as well. Anyway, now we have 5 donkeys, and lots of animals. Come si dice animali da cortile? Courtier animals, like the... Okay, this is my factory. Is a space in Milano in which I put my life. My life is made because I am an architect, I'm teaching at the university. These are people, I don't know, architects, designers, Philip Rama, Riclevina, a lot of friends, because I think that we have always to share together vision, projects, dreams, and this is very important. But we have to share this with knowledge, with really the effort of the curiosity and the effort of knowing. Because if not, this is me. For chance, I am an architect. I'm teaching at the Polytechnic of Milano, and also I am vice president of the company that's called Artemide, founded by Ernesto, and also I have saved a super small company called Danese that was in my room when I was very, very young, and my mother in our house had a lot of projects of Bruno Munari and Somari, and I think that this for me was really important, the education. I think that our mission is to educate. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are an architect, if you are a designer, if you are a dog. We have to educate to a better life. And this is the mission of design. This is what they have, sorry, because it's my stuff, light poster, but I design a lot of light. So it's very boring, my life, but I cut the 90%, and I'm here to speak only about light, not about my project in architecture or something like this. Why light? Because light, in my opinion, is really one of the more important elements to build our present, together with water and air. This is really important. I always say we have to respect water, we have to respect air, we have to respect light, because without water and light, no nature. Without air, no man, no animals. So it's very important to provide with light, with water, and with air a better life for everybody, more food, more environmental quality, and less pollution and less, sorry for my English, I'm a little bit tired, a more important sustainable future. Light is energy, of course, is not only something that provides us our life, but also is something that could provide a culture. Culture means humanism, means light put together people. Light is a medium. Light is information. Light is something around us when we want to stay together. Light is fantastic. And light also marks the rhythm of our life, because our physical, we will speak very fast, I have to go fast, you will see later, the rhythm of our life is made by light. Night, day, sunrise, sunset, and so on. And why we are speaking about light? Because I think that is the millennium of the light, because of the super technological transition and revolution, and also the UNESCO. In Italian we say UNESCO, in Greek I don't know, UNESCO organization, decided that this is the era of the light. And we are really happy about this. But what is light? Light is apparently so simple as a radiation. Light is a radiation. And every radiation has a wavelength. But the wavelength is really the most important part of light. Because wavelength is what we see. And the human eye, mine, yours, the human eye sees, the human eye sees only from 300, sorry, I am 57, I'm not so young. I try to, but it's impossible. From, and wake up at 5 this morning because my Greek family said to me that I have to rush to Athens. So from 380 to 7, this is very important. Really remember this, 380 and 78 nanometers. This is the spectrum, the spectrum. The word is spectrum. The light is a radiation, and we measure in nanometers this radiation through the wavelength. Why? Then we will see this. But something happens. I really synthesize for you something that normally is super long. Something happens because the energy of light is quantized, means that at the beginning of this century, or at the end of the 19th century, at the beginning of the 20th century, Mr. Einstein and other people discover something different. That is, that the atom with the electrons was not exactly like Newton said, but was different, okay? Allora, I am the nucleo, I am an electron, I am another electron. Normally they said that when you, no, when you, no, because I have to jump. When you, when you low the energy or improve the energy, no, the electron, you see the red, no, goes to another orbit, okay? And normally they stay there. This is the, before the quantistic physics phenomenon. But we discover, they discover, that is not true. So I am the nucleus, this is the first orbit, this is the second, I am the electron, no, I am here, sorry. You give me electricity, I change my balance in terms of energetic balance, and I go there in the second orbit. But my house was there, so I said, okay, no, I want to come there. So what happens? You improve me with energy, and then I say, tack, my first orbit. And I, no, no, with my student works always. And in this jumping, no, because it's really a quantic jump, we release energy. In which way? Starting from the Silicon Valley, not in photons. After this, we discover that not only it needs another matter of energy, but we can produce light. That is an energy, is a lighting energy. Phos. Is correct? Phos? Phos. One of the three words that are the same from the ancient Greek to the contemporary one. So this is very important because this is the reason why light will be really the main actor in the next years, because the energy, we can manage the energy in another way. Sorry, because it's late, I try to make a little show. And so the history of light is very simple. Fire, candle, incandescent, Mr. Edison, incandescent. Then fluorescence, that is discharge. Incandescent is a filamento, I don't know, it's like a fluorescent, halogen, metal halide, and then at the end arrives the LED. That is a diode. That is I repeat, a totally different changement of producing light through energy and not through heating. Allora, why LED is fantastic? Because first of all, permits a great saving. 1/10 of normal consumption in fluorescent and more in incandescent. And then happens something that is not, this is me, sorry. And then happens something that the spectrum of the LED, the spectrum, what I will show you later, the spectrum from 380 to 780 is exactly the spectrum of the LED. With the halogen bulbs, we produce infrared, we produce a lot of, so we see a part, but the other, no, we waste a lot of energy, a lot of light. With LED, what we see, the human eye, what we see is exactly the spectrum. So this is fantastic. And this is me, my first design, 99, LED, and this is me some years later. Why the LED revolution is so important? I go really fast. First, high efficiency and performance. So we can really have minimum 1/10 of consumption. Second, less material, because LED is minimum. So less material, not a bulb. Reduction in size and weight in production, because this is something that I have designed, because of course, less materials means that you don't have to cover a big object. No toxics, increasing resistance, mainly the life cycle means that minimum 50,000 hours to 80,000 hours. Components are easily dismissing, and low power, because low power, 12 watts or 24 now also, and security voltage. LED is fantastic. It's like the chip for, it's the same revolution, as I said, in the Silicon Valley, like we had with this stuff. So totally change, no? Do you remember the big TV, cathodic, and then now it's flat? It's the same revolution. We can reduce. So, fantastic. But what is the meaning of light? So, light revolution, but what is the meaning of light? And why I am so passionate for light? Because light feeds the man, feeds the humanity. This is an Olaf Aureliusson installation. And light really is incredible because could follow our needs, could answer to our needs, could put together people, divide, and so on. So this is the mythic spectrum, just to show you that this is the sun. This is the spectrum of the sun. And I want to say that the wavelength of natural light now with LED, the latest generation will be very similar. And what happens to our brain when we have light radiations? So we see the light, and we have the light has two meanings. One is that we receive light anyway, even if we don't see the light, we receive light, and we receive electrical impulse to our brains that could provide a physiological come si dice, a reaction or psychological. And physiological is very, very important because we could take care with light about several diseases, but also we could really provide the right light for during our life. And psychological means that we could stay better, we are happy. The two is hypophysis and hypothalamus, no? And this melatonin, the circadian rhythm, and the other is, I go fast, is serotonin. And this is, you see, the mythic 300, after 300. Before 300, we have the ultraviolet that we don't see. And after we have the infrared that we don't see. This is, when we have the blue, it's like to take a cup of coffee because the wavelength is really short. So super energetic. When we have the red, they are more open, and then we relax and we feel more, less excited, we can say. But this is an advertising that I did more than, I suppose, 15 years ago with a great friend that is Elliot Erwitt, a great photographer, with aveugle, blind people. Because the light radiation, even if you are blind, they work. Means that it's not a matter of perceiving, but a matter of electrical impulse. And these are products that I have designed in order to say that this 15 years ago is the first product that you could touch. This is my daughter Carolina when she was 9. You see that? Because we designed for the long term. And so in order to say that we can touch the light, we can look at the light, we have a relation. This is a project that I designed for prisons and hospitals, and the name is Beyond. It's like a window of color in order to give a hope, to give an effect, to give a reaction. But we can use everywhere, of course. And when we design light, we have two chances. We can play both. To go to the pure light without any shape, only light, only radiation, totally integrated in the landscape, architectural or natural, and to go through materialization. I like very much the void. The void is my passion because the void is always full. And I think that when we have the void with light, we can really really provide new qualities, also in an empty space. So this is what I like very much. And so we can really feed the space only with light, not only with object, only with pure light. And sorry, I go fast because if not Gideon. And why light is important in the void? Mainly because light changes spaces into places. Means that light gives an identity of places. And so just with, are some projects that I have done, just with this you can give, you belong to a space. You feel the space like a place. Then sometimes we need also to perceive, that is not the light radiation, but to perceive emotion. When I studied Greek, I remember always that the meaning of ecstasy is perceiving. And so the aesthetic means perceiving. Okay, this is the witness, means témoin, non so come si dice. Adesso devo fare, sorry, I have to do something that I'm really unable to do. Help! The movie. Okay, please, click. Okay, this is a light that I have designed together with a super cutting edge technology here in the base. Can I sit here? No, it's impossible, okay. The base, see, the base has electronics, intelligence, everything, then a LED that brings the light toward the end. Because my challenge was, this is our glass factory. Look at this. This is a crystal glass. Crystal glass is only made in Venice. And then there is a silk glass. So, when I say that we have to respect the past to go in the future, exactly this is something that put together innovation and tradition, where tradition is culture, is not shape, is not decoration, is really culture. You see that men, these men are able to do this. And this is something that we have to teach to the other, also through a project, also through something that you can touch and you can discover. So they have now they put in the oven and they fix the glass. So what happens in this project? Each glass is unique. Never the same glass will be like the other, but this is like an iPad. The technology in the base is super cutting edge. We have patent of invention because starting from an open platform that we can update every time like a software, we bring the light, you see, we bring the light, you see the complexity in the base. We bring the light with this super the light guide with a total internal reflection that brings all the light like water without any missing any drop to the top. So which is the result? That I have more light because of the transparency, but I have a diffusion. This is not glaring, and I can change this, or I can change that. And this for me is fantastic. Sorry, because I have designed, it's not polite to speak well about our things, but in this case I have to do this. No, because, no, I am lucky. Sometimes, come si dice, un colpo di fortuna, chance, no? Sometimes it works. But, no, but it really is fantastic. No, I want to say this in Athens, in Greece, in Europe. This is something that only our culture could do. The future, the innovation, the science and the humanism and the knowledge, no? And the respect of human touch. This is very, very important. We really have to design the world always, always, starting from what we have in our culture that is incredible, and starting from the lesson that was founded here in this city, that put together the science and the vision of the future, humanism. Also not only here, maybe also in some part, but here for sure I know this because I have studied. And you have always to think and to be proud about this, and to think that this is the real job that you have to do, designing the future, respecting the past, but not the past because the past in terms of, the past because the past is a lesson. So, coming back to this light, of course, then I touch, then I bring, then I move, and the light, I'm sorry for this. No, because if they switch off the light, you can see this. Is incredible. And at the end, because this is a super element, an optic element, is not made by bravi. This is an optic element, so this is the future, is something really, I with the Artemide team, innovation and research, we investigate for 1 year to design this kind of machine, no? But at the end, I remember that when I studied in the classic liceo, there was a painter called Veronese, and the Veronese designed a glass. That was the Veronese glass. And I said, okay, I have to reduce the minimum of this material, the minimum, to compress all the electrons, compress everything, because I don't want to waste material, I don't want to be in the space. But I know that there is a technique, an ancient technique in blowing the glass. And really, this for me is an example to everybody in the world that, once again, I don't want to be too romantic, but once again, we have always to study. We have always to be curious. We have always to put on our table of knowledge the past, the present, the future, to mix, to be affamati. This is a genius. Il s'appelle Yves Klein, en français. This is because they asked me to say something about the city. I said, but for me the light is the same in the city, inside, outside, because the meaning of light is for the humanity everywhere. So I took this I like this, jump in the empty space, and I say to you that Artemide, as probably you know, as inside the team, Michele De Lucchi. And Michele De Lucchi has designed a famous table lamp called Tolomeo. Then he decided, 5 years ago, to jump like Yves Klein from the window in the garden with a very big Tolomeo. Because what I want to say is that it's not a matter of shape, it's a matter of meaning. And the role of light in public space, in collective space, is fantastic. I had the occasion when Olaf Aureliusson opened more than 10 years ago in the Tate Gallery, designed by Herzog de Meuron, the Water Project. I had the occasion to be there. It was incredible. All the people sit on the floor. Never, and after years and years, after other, never was happened, never more. So this is just to say that light feeds the space, light feeds the environmental quality, and also the social one. This is a great artist called Johnny Jenny Holzer, an American artist, that's only writing with light on the walls change the quality of the space. And also, this is for Artemide, this is a square called Gaia Olenti Square, just new, brand new, we can say brand new. And this is a Rose Lovegro project with photovoltaic and LED lights. And this is inside the first hospital in Milano. This is one product that I have designed. Together with Zadid, we made this installation in order to say that every light could be also orientation, could give emotion in the public space, but mainly, if we breathe, is because we have trees, and trees need light. I'm going fast, and what do they do? Because this is important always to, so trees, through the photosynthesis, they eat the CO2, and they produce oxygen and water, okay? Nature produces food, and also nature is fantastic because we feel better in a park, we feel better. So it's fantastic because we can teach to everybody to respect the nature. And the relation between the artificial lights and nature is very important now because starting from latitude, there are countries in which they need more light. And so we think that another super potential of LED is the same, because just for chance, I'm really finished, just for chance, what we see in the spectrum of human being is the same that what the plants see in the spectrum of LED. So we can design the same light for people and for nature, because this is a project that I have designed, mixing, because the light, the plants don't need the green, and we don't need the green. So only with red, blue, and white, we provide the right spectrum in order to have a solar light, a vegetative phase as a blossoming phase. And also, just to remind to you that 1 square meter of green, if we provide with the right light, could destroy 490 grams every day of CO2 and creates 25 grams of oxygen and 16 of water. This is a project that I have done 3 years ago in front of the Triennale in Milano in order to make this experimentation and in order to light the nature and requalify also from a social point of view the city. This is our world. It's not in balance, you see. Light is culture, and we have to believe that not only we have to give it an example, we have to believe that we have to educate, but also I think that we have to design the culture, always, always, for me. And also, when I am in the company, it's the same. The mission of the company, the mission of Artemide is to produce is a bad word, to create culture, to change the life quality, to give more quality to everybody through industrial processes or through an education in terms of materials. So you see that this is not correct, no? And we want to light the world with less resources, but with a balance, because light means school. You could imagine in Africa, light means education, light means hospitals, light means not only our personal well-being. And we have to reduce the impact in terms of energy, but we have to create always this relation between a good economy that is linked to a good equity, that is linked to a good sustainable vision. And only if we play in this sense with, for example, these 4 great points: designing for the long term, no consumism, responsible consumption means that everybody has the responsibility to manage things, great quality and a great relation between the efficiency and the resource of the earth. We can really, I don't want to say save the world, but now we have to save through design the world. This is a project that I have done 5 years ago, 6 years ago. A pattern of invention is very simple. In 3 millimeters of recycled aluminum, I have designed layers of light. And this is to you. This is to you. When I was really young, the first time in Athens, I wake up at 5, at 4, I don't remember exactly, I was 16, 17, in order to go and see the monster. And it was fantastic. And then I repeat when I was a student of architecture, and then I repeat with the family, with my daughter, and I repeat and I repeat. And I want to say this, that this is the sunrise. And I have in my memory the light, and I have in my memory the light, the water, and a space that is incredible, because it's incredible. It's not the beauty, it's really the measure. It's really the knowledge between, as I said, science and humanism. It's the capability of designing a synthesis for, look, I know that is rhetoric, but that is, for you maybe is normal. For us is not so normal. And I want to say that every project requires a lot of effort and time, every project. This is Mr. Edison with the first incandescent bulb, 1900. And took time. And I think that really we have to believe that, to believe and to stay together, working together for our common. I think that light could be a good medium, a good metaphor to say we have to stay together. And we need time, but I'm sure that we in Europe will stay always, and we design the future of the world. And this for sure. Thank you. I want to thank you, my Greek family, that is Kiki, Michael, and Daniel. Sorry, this is because I am Italian, and you know that we are.
Thank you very, very, very much for this presentation.
No, sorry, I'm rushing because it's...
Oh, it's okay. You can leave this to me.
Take, it's better if you take.
Thank you. Well, now, we have 2 questions from the audience for you, out of many. Well, of course, besides the questions, we have a lot of adulation, like I said, of hearts.
No, there is a message
Brava
about
Carlotta.
Greece.
Light
Brava
the room.
Carlotta, about
Yes,
Greece.
light the room. Okay.
Your new president was about your new president.
Okay. Well, let's get to you. Back to you.
No, tell me.
well, yes. Do you think that architectural lighting is a specialized field of architecture that needs to be studied in universities, or can it be learned by practice?
Too fast.
Do you think that architectural lighting is a specialized field of architecture that needs to be studied in universities, or can it be learned just by practice?
No.
No.
No, I don't say, I think that you have to study. Everybody has to study. Light is a physical phenomenon, so you have to study. I don't know where. at the university, at home, with your friends, but you have to study because it's no, it's like designing. It's like the chip of computers. It means electronics, means radiation, means health, means, and then arrives also the materials. So it's not a matter of, and now there is the intelligence, the electronics. No, light is fantastic, but you have to study.
Thank you. I think we're done here. Thank you.
Two questions.
Okay, you want
Two
the second one?
questions.
Okay. Oh, because the second one in votes was Brava Carlotta, light the room. Well, we actually did. So now here we have a question. It's the third one. Do you believe that light in architecture can reform a space and give it a different meaning?
Yes.
There you have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.